What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video. I'm Michigan Sports Talk here. This video is brought to you by BetUS Sportsbook and Casino, but in this one we go over Michigan adding to their coaching staff as the Wolverines set to hire another familiar name that will help out the wide receiver room big time. We go over that, plus the Wolverines losing a defensive assistant. They're also adding to the recruiting staff. We also go over 3 former Michigan football players winning the Super Bowl, and also some recruiting news. Michigan, a finalist for the top offensive line target Malachi Lee, as well as #1 school for a 4-star wide receiver in the 2026 class, and a potential defensive line flip target for the Wolverines. It's all going to be in this video and more, so let's go ahead and get right into it. Alright, so to begin this video, I do want to talk about some staffing additions for the Wolverines, and we'll first start with Michigan. Sharon Moore adding Erik Campbell, who was a former wide receivers coach, as he is set to be named the assistant wide receivers coach here at Michigan, and will return to Ann Arbor, as he was previously the pass game coordinator and wide receivers coach at Bowling Green for 6 years. But Campbell coached receivers at Michigan from 1995 to 2007, and during that period, he coached 3 All-Americans out of David Terrell, Marquise Walker, and also Braylon Edwards, and also coached current receivers coach Ron Bellamy, and he will be returning to Michigan to help out Ron Bellamy with the wide receiver room here at Michigan. Now, he did return to Michigan in 2015 as Jim Harbaugh's first recruiting coordinator, and obviously he was also a former Michigan player from 1984 to 1987. So this is some big time news for Michigan's wide receiver room, as it will not only help the development of the receivers in the room, but it will also help Michigan's recruiting efforts, as the Wolverines are adding Erik Campbell to the staff and will be the assistant wide receivers coach here at Michigan. So let me know what you guys think about that. But that came out a few days ago. Then also Michigan is losing a defensive analyst, as the outside linebackers assistant coach Kevin Wilkins will be joining the Jacksonville Jaguars, as it was reported last week by Matt Zenitz, as Wilkins joined Michigan when Wink Martindale came here to Michigan. He has a great connection with Wink Martindale, has worked with Martindale since the 2015 season. So just wanted to mention that Michigan will be losing one of its defensive analysts out of Kevin Wilkins, and Michigan is also adding another recruiting analyst out of Jonathan Carter, as there has been some movement in the recruiting staff department for the Wolverines. They've been losing some guys. They're also adding a few more. So Jonathan Carter will serve as a recruiting analyst for Michigan and is now officially in Michigan's directory. So along with Carter, Michigan has also hired the former Kansas staffer Daniel Lickey, and also former Alabama student assistant Avery Bean. So I did just want to mention that right there. Real quick here, before we do continue this video, I do want to give a shout out to today's sponsor, BetUS. They have all the odds you need, and with football done, it is now hockey and basketball in full swing. Got college basketball, the NHL, the NBA. Got a big game tomorrow for Michigan basketball taking on Purdue, as that game will have first place implications on the line in the Big Ten. But there are tons of other games to bet on, and right now it's a great time to get started with BetUS, because they are offering a 150% sign up bonus up to $2,000. Then you also get a 125% bonus on your next 2 deposits up to $2,000, all with promo code YouTube150. So go ahead, check them out at betus.com, and obviously please gamble responsibly. But let's go ahead and continue here and talk about 3 former Michigan players who won the Super Bowl with the Philadelphia Eagles, as obviously the Eagles beat the Chiefs 40-22 last night to win the Super Bowl. 3 former Michigan players were on the Eagles. That is defensive end Brandon Graham, offensive lineman Trevor Keegan, and also linebacker/fullback Ben Van Sumeren. Now, Brandon Graham has been injured. He played a limited role, but he still did take the field, as he tore his triceps November 24th, and it was at that point he was said to be done for the season, the final one of his career. But he rehabbed and was healthy enough to give it a go. So very cool there for Brandon Graham. And then also, how about Trevor Keegan? Now, he was inactive for the game, but he has earned a Super Bowl ring in his first professional season, 1 year after winning the national championship with Michigan. It has been a tremendous 4 years of football for Trevor Keegan, from his time at Michigan, going to the NFL and winning a Super Bowl in his first season with the Eagles. So congratulations to all of them. And then I did want to talk about some recruiting news here for the Wolverines. And we'll first start with the 2026 4-star top-rated offensive tackle Malachi Lee from the state of Hawaii, a big-time Michigan target, as he did drop his top 6 on Friday and consists of Alabama, BYU, Georgia, Michigan, Texas, and USC. And he did tell Steve Wiltfong of On3 that I narrowed down my choices by looking at some of the relationships I've built with the coaches and staff and whether I can see myself playing in that program. And I said coaching and development are a priority in choosing a school, and I want to be able to compete and contribute early. Now, speaking of Michigan, he said Michigan is such a legendary program. Coach Moore being an offensive lineman is something that I loved right off the bat, and I know he and Coach Newsome could help me in my development, which is key in my recruiting process. Right now, Michigan does lead on the recruiting prediction machine. They also have one crystal ball prediction going in their favor from Steve Lorenz of the Michigan Insider, and the 6'6", 318-pound offensive tackle is a big-time offensive line target for the Wolverines in the 2026 class. Also worth mentioning on the offensive line, the 2026 3-star interior offensive lineman Bear McWhorter from the state of Georgia did drop his top 5, consisting of Alabama, Florida, Michigan, Clemson, and South Carolina. He is set to commit February 28th, as he told Hayes Fawcett of On3. Those look like Alabama leads in that recruitment, though. And Michigan is a top school for a key wide receiver target. A 2026 4-star wide receiver Christian Ward, a 6'3", 185-pound receiver from the state of Georgia, as he told Ethan McDowell of On3 in the Wolverine that, he did just pick up a Michigan offer a few weeks ago, and he said Michigan definitely number 1. I love the staff. The way they develop their players is real nice. He also loves Ron Bellamy, and said he's definitely going to be taking a visit to Michigan for sure here in the spring at some point. And also Michigan, getting Bryce Underwood definitely appealing to him, as it is to many wide receiver targets in the 2026 class. Now Michigan just has to put it on display this upcoming season. Also wanted to mention that the 2026 4-star defensive lineman, current Tennessee commit Tyson Bacon, is high on Michigan, and even though he was born in Georgia, he still says that Michigan is where I was made, according to Ethan McDowell of On3 in the Wolverine. His mother is from St. Clair Shores, Michigan, and did live in the state from 2019 to 2022. Also went to De La Salle before moving down to the state of Georgia a couple years ago, but now Wolverines looking to get him back on campus, locking in a spring practice visit for March 29th, and Michigan defensive line coach Lou Esposito will be talking about a potential official visit. So that's one flip target to watch here for the Wolverines in the 2026 class. And then to wrap up this video, I do want to mention Michigan basketball moving up to number 20 in the latest AP poll. The Wolverines got a huge showdown tomorrow at 7 p.m. against the number 7 team in the country, Purdue, as there are first place implications on the line here in the Big Ten. So big game tomorrow for the Wolverines, and not going to guarantee anything, but I should have a Michigan basketball video out tomorrow. Probably do a little preview of the Purdue game and also talk about Dusty May and his future at Michigan and a potential contract extension there. But with that, that's going to wrap up this video. Again, shout out to BetUS. Go ahead, check them out at betus.com. And I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If did, make sure to go ahead, drop a like, comment down below, and subscribe for more if you are new around here. I greatly appreciate it. And we will see you guys in the next video. Go Blue.